If there is one recipe that you should try out from this channel, it's this one, dude. It's this one.
We're making casseroles now. Oh, what are you doing in my room? Huh? Oh, when I first recorded this, I put it in portrait mode instead of landscape. Pfft, what kind of amateur move was it? You think I'd do something like that? Well, I did. So, just giving you a brief rundown here, and then I'm gonna cut back to the previous footage. So I'm gonna be reviewing Just Joshin's animal style In-N-Out cheeseburger casserole recipe today. I've been very excited to try this out ever since he put out the video, so I mean, I already know how it turns out because I'm from the future, but the past me doesn't know, so keep that a secret between us, right? I mean, you don't know either, but I know. So, all right, I'm gonna be speeding through some of this stuff. I'm not gonna show the entire process of me making it on camera. I'll show parts, but if you're really interested on how to make it, go check out his video. I'm gonna link it down in the description. I'm not gonna try to steal views from him, even though I'm a small channel. I don't think I would steal that many views from him, and I don't think he would see it as me stealing views, but it's just common courtesy, I think. So if you're interested in the process of making the casserole, go check out the video. I'll link it in the description. Alright, see you then. So now we're gonna cut up the onion. So if you can hear the air fryer over there, don't worry about it. I'm going to speed this up anyways because I'm not going to make you guys sit through watching me peel an onion. So I just realized that I did the exact opposite of what Mina said to do in his video, and I cut both the roots off of the onion. Oh well. Okay, so got the onions cut up. Just gonna wait for this to heat up a little bit more. I don't mind that the onions are not super finely diced. They didn't appear to be that finely diced in his video, so I'm not incredibly bothered by it. While I wait for that to heat up, I suppose it would be prudent to get the other ingredients out. There's the beef. Here's the tomatoes. Just gonna drain this as per the instructions. I'm not going to weigh out the tomatoes without water or without the juice because personally I don't care that much. I've got more important things to do in my life than stress about the few calories of tomato water. realize not everybody sees it that way, but tomatoes are not the most calorically dense food that I can think of. So, if you think that's a priority of mine, you'd be wrong. Alright, this is heated up a bit. While those cook, I mean, I really don't have anything else to do. I've got everything else prepped. I've got my bread strips right here. Oven's preheated. Not much else to do, just wait for this to cook and then cook up the beef. Okay, onions are done. Now, normally I would just cook the onions and the beef together. Save some time. But Josh made it a point in his video that you should cook them separately. Otherwise it's not a real casserole. And I don't want to be making no fake casseroles. Also, I want to try to be as accurate as possible to the recipe. I already do have one substitution that I have to make, so if we can avoid making other ones, that's awesome. Alright, next up, I'm gonna cook up the beef. This pan is still hot, so I don't have to wait for it to heat up. Okay, now that our beef is cooking away a little bit, gonna add in the seasonings and try to get exactly like what Josh did in his video. We got the seasoned salt, some garlic powder. He didn't give measurements. I'm not gonna give measurements. If I over season, it's just gonna be more flavor. Burger seasoning. Damn, that smells good. And then some freshly cracked black pepper. You know what? I'm gonna bump this up, get some larger grinds. I think Mina would approve. You know what? Just for Mina, no such thing as too much. So, word of warning, I did rewatch his video before making this, but I am doing this off of memory. So, if I forget a step or miss something, you know, I apologize for that. Just gonna let that cook down a little bit more, then we will add in the tomatoes. So, while that's cooking away, just, you know, between you and me, he uses 96.4 ground beef in his recipe. I had 93.7. It's 1%. This will be one of those rare occasions where the 1% actually does something good. Now, as much as I want to just reach in and grab a piece of this meat real quick and try it, I'm not going to taste anything until it's all assembled, so that I can get a genuine reaction for what it is. Going in with a can of our tomatoes. Now, I know Josh and me are in the same boat here. Unlike some people on the platform, you know, we don't stray away from putting some veggies, or in this case fruit, technically, in you know, in our recipes. Not everything has to be fat-free cheese and meat. You know, it's okay to have a vegetable every once in a while. In fact, I would encourage it, and I think a lot of people would. But not everybody would. So, we're just gonna have this cooked down. And when everything is ready to be assembled, I will meet you for that. Alright, everything's done. Let's assemble. So, he starts off by putting down some of his bread in the spring form. Now I'm curious as to whether or not this is enough bread. Well, you know what? It looks to be. I could also just have a bigger pan than him, because I'm not getting complete coverage of the bottom. But does it bother me? No. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put in half of the meat and tomato mixture, followed by half the onions. I have absolutely no problem with this amount of onions. I love onions. Okay. Next up is the cheese. So, here's my substitution. He uses Velveeta slices. I don't have Velveeta slices, and that's fine. I could have grabbed some at the store. But honestly, I have Velveeta brick, the loaf of Velveeta, so I just cut up an equivalent amount in calories to what he used. So this is 70 grams of Velveeta cheese product. Next is some amount of the sauce. I prepared this ahead of time. Again, not tasting it. I got some on my finger, and now I'm upset because I said I wasn't gonna taste it until until it was all combined. But now I've got it on my hand, and it would just be inconvenient for me to not do it. But I will persevere. Here's what I'll do. I'll just wipe it off on the next layer of bread. Haha, big brain. You know what? Josh, I should have given you the benefit of the doubt, dude. I thought for sure that there was not going to be enough bread to cover that. But that is... You know what you're doing, man. That is like just the perfect amount of bread. And this looks like it's going to be just the perfect amount of meat. Hey, I'm sorry for doubting you, Josh. You are killing it. Don't know why I put this back, because I need it. More onions. There's still plenty of onions here. You know, maybe I could have done like 1.5 onions, or 2. I really love onion. Another layer of cheese. Now in his video, he put the cheese on top of the sauce, but then later in the video, he says that maybe it would have been a better idea to put the cheese underneath the sauce. I agree with that, so that's what I'm doing this time. And finally, just gonna top it off with the rest of this here sauce. Yo, this thing looks scrumptious. Pulled it out of the oven, cooled down a little bit while I put the rest of the, dishes away and cleaned them. Multitasking, efficiency. That's what we're working with here. Alright, that is 1/4 of it. Takes up the entire plate. Hey, look at that. Part of it fell. Still haven't tried it. I'm not going to try it until I take a bite. I'm going to take a bite now because I haven't eaten yet. I'm starving, and I've been wanting to eat this ever since you put the video out. So I'm going to do that now. Damn, bro. You, wow, that sauce is phenomenal. Wow, okay. Hold on. Okay, that's better, because as good as this tastes, there's no way I'm only eating a fourth of it. I'm probably eating the whole thing. Like I said, I haven't eaten yet today. I know people say that when you haven't eaten yet, anything tastes good. But no. This is insane. I was pretty concerned if I would like it or not. So I tried the sauce by itself last night when I was making it. Just like a tiny little bit. Because I don't like pickles.
You guys know your boy don't play with no pickles.
Right. So the relish in it was concerning me. And I was like, well, I don't want to ruin the whole dish if I don't like the sauce. So I made it beforehand. And I mean, Josh knows what I think of the sauce. Because I DM'd him about it, like, instantly. He said I made his night by telling him that the sauce was good. I called him a genius. Now, fair warning and full disclosure, I've not eaten In-N-Out. We don't have it here, so I can't tell you how accurate this is to animal-style sauce. He says it's pretty much the same thing. I can tell you, though, this sauce is fantastic. If you don't even make the casserole, right? Like, scrap the casserole. The casserole is good. Please make it. You will love it. But if you don't make it, make the sauce. Put the sauce on a burger. Put the sauce on a wrap. Oh my god, that would be so good in a wrap. But if you make one thing from this recipe, it's gotta be the sauce. How can I describe this? It's almost like an apple-y type flavor. And I know it's from the relish, but that is like the predominant flavor of the sauce. And it pairs so well with just the savory hit that you get from the casserole. The cheese, yeah, I used a different cheese. Well, technically I used the same brand of cheese that he did, but just a different product. So, that shouldn't be any different. This is out of this world. I mean, honestly, I could just sit here and eat the entire thing on camera. I'm probably going to turn the camera off and eat the entire thing. But I'm not going to sit here and make you guys watch me eat. And I don't think you want to watch me eat either. But Josh, I had some pretty high expectations of you, Mr. Connoisseur. You met them and then some, dude. You crushed this. So this whole thing, this portion and what's left, which is a considerable amount, 1,460 calories, 140 grams of protein, 48 grams of fat, around 100 grams of carbs with 18 grams of fiber. That's pretty good. For 4 meals, granted this is going to be 1 meal for me, very good. Well, as you can see, it didn't really survive. I'm full, and let me tell you, I wasn't full after no 3 bites. I mean, overall, I would give this like a solid 8 on 10, 8.5 on 10. It tastes like a cheeseburger. Again, I haven't had In-N-Out, so I can't speak to the authenticity of it. I did notice the sauce was just a slightly overpowering in terms of the flavors of the other stuff. Maybe I needed more seasoning in the beef. I'm not sure. Maybe the sauce is supposed to be that strong. Again, I haven't had the original product, so I can't necessarily compare it to it. Would I make it again? Of course. Should you guys make it? yes, please make it. Again, if you're not gonna make the casserole, at least make the sauce. The sauce is amazing. I think that just about wraps it up for me, right? Josh? Okay. Killer recipe. You nailed it, bro. Honestly, you nailed it. You knocked it out of the park. Very good. This isn't just your basic meat, cheese, and potato casserole. This is a legitimate cheeseburger. So, hats off to you. If you guys have any other recipes you'd like me to try, leave them down in the comments. I will add them to the list. And until next time, I'll see you in that next video. Peace.